Hello, beautiful souls. Today we'll be making a stamp image booklet. Here I'm starting with an A5 sheet of paper. It's 100 GSM paper and I'm folding it into half. The purpose of this stamp booklet is to have some stamp images, your favorite stamp images for on the go, like while you're traveling or while you are on a journaling date with yourself or something like that. I'll be using a scoreboard and a tool that is used in embroidery. I think it is called a tracing wheel. I got it for 40 bucks and it helps us to punch holes like we have in a ticket. So here I'll just mark two lines from the middle of the paper, both 2 mm apart from the midline, the future spine of the book. Then after this we'll just divide the paper in whatever way we want, like if we want to stamp 2 images per page, so we can divide it in 2 or 4 or 6, like depending on the stamp size. We can divide them into the number of stamps or parts that we want. Here I'm just eyeballing and just trying to find the midpoint, like as it was somewhere more than 5.5 or something, so I was just seeing where the midpoint is. It doesn't have to be exact like in the middle, but you get the gist. After this I'll just take my favorite stamp, whatever stamp that I want in this booklet. These booklets I was creating to give away to the winners of my recent giveaway that I had in collaboration with Anna. But you can make such a booklet for your own self also. I will probably make one for me too. Here I'm using archival ink, but you can use any ink. Archival ink, just as they are water resistant, so they help us why if we like want to play with water or do mixed media later on, then the stamp image won't be affected. So it helps, and especially when some stamps, like in this one we have wood grains, so the other ink that I use is Faber-Castell one, so that is good for stamping, but especially when the stamps are like have a very thin design or something. For stamps that have a little more intricate designs or designs that are very close, they don't look very clear with that stamp because that ink is a little bit wet than archival. That is what I feel. Like you'll see the girl stamp that I'm stamping, that is a very fine line, thin line that I have stamped with Faber-Castell one only, and it stamps fine. But if I do this one, the wood grain one, the wood grain just vanishes because that ink just blots a little sometimes, not always, but sometimes. I personally love girl stamps. Cute girl stamps like are my weakness. If I could, I will probably own them all. But I think I love all stamps, or maybe all stationery. Ah, let's not go there. Well, I stamped all rest of the pages off camera so that the video is not too long or too boring. Now we'll arrange them in a booklet form. And yes, if you're wondering why the booklet is not like everything on the right side of the page, that's because this paper had a little smoother side and I just wanted to stamp on the smoother side. So I did it that way. I'll be using this VR Memory Keeper bookbinding kit for making this journal or booklet. You can do it without this kit also. It's not necessary to have it. I have made journals before without this kit, but this kit just makes everything so much easier and quicker, because all I have to do is just align my spine or whatever that thing is on this board properly, and I'm good to go. Like, I don't have to mark where I have to punch holes. Everything is not like there's already a key kind of a thing or template kind of a thing, and I just have to arrange it and make the holes. It makes it like so much easier. Like, this tool was recently gifted to me by my brother, and I'm just so thankful for it, because I'm already in love. I've just used it twice. I haven't even explored all the possibility that it offers, but I'm already in love with it. I'm using this needle. Like, the kit comes with two needles, one curved and one straight, but I'm using the needle that I already had beforehand. I'm just more used to it now. I have made quite a few journals for gifting, not many, but enough. So I just used it. Yes, of course, a little longer thread would have helped, but I was too lazy to thread the needle again, so I was just using whatever was left, and it was enough and it did the job, so that's good. If you want a full tutorial on how to make a journal or how to use this bookbinding tool, let me know. I'll explore what all options that this tool has, and I'll definitely upload a video if you are interested in watching something like that. This method that I'm using here is a simple 3-stitch method. A simple 3-hole stitch. Like, this is nothing fancy. This is basically what I've seen in Jennifer's video on Instagram. If you want, you can check out her video, and it's just very simple trick to make a journal quick and simple. I just prefer it that way. It's a very quick and simple way to make a journal. No fuss, no fancy binding. It does the job. I usually tie 2 knots to make it more secure, and then just chop off the excess. I made 2 of these booklets, one for each of the winner. I haven't decorated it much. I have left the first and the last page as such, so that if the one who is receiving wants to use those pages, they can use it. I just stenciled and colored a heart-shaped dolly and glued it on the spine, and left it as such. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know how you like it. Bye bye.